You know, the world's best performers, they've all got a secret weapon. And it's not something you're going to find in a gym or on a practice field. Nope. It's all inside their own minds. Today, we're diving into mental rehearsal, this incredible technique for training your imagination to achieve peak performance.
And this quote right here, it gets to the very heart of it all. We spend so much time, so much energy focusing on physical practice. But the real secret weapon, the arena where victory is so often decided before the event even starts, is the imagination.
And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. We're talking about the exact strategy used by legends. I mean, think about Novak Djokovic, mentally playing out every single point before he even steps onto the court. Or Michael Phelps, who famously ran the mental movie of his perfect Olympic race in his head over and over and over again. This stuff isn't a gimmick, it's a core part of what makes them champions.
Okay, so how in the world does this actually work? Let's get into it. We're about to break down the science of training your imagination, and you're going to see how this simple practice can literally rewire your brain for success.
At its core, mental rehearsal is pretty much what it sounds like. It's all about creating this vivid, super detailed movie in your mind of you just nailing a performance. But it's not just daydreaming, right? It's a focused, intentional practice.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It almost sounds a little too good to be true. How can just sitting quietly and imagining an outcome possibly translate to real-world results? Well, the answer is pretty amazing, and it lies in the fascinating world of neuroscience. And this breaks it down perfectly. When you vividly imagine yourself doing something, like hitting a perfect golf swing, your brain fires the exact same neurons as if you were actually doing it. Do that enough times, and you start to strengthen that neural pathway. It's kind of like carving a path in deep snow. The more you travel it, the deeper and more automatic it gets. You are literally building the neurological blueprint for success before you even begin.
All right, so we've got the science down. Now for the fun part. Let's get practical. Our very first technique is the foundation of it all, the mental movie. Now, to make this work, there are a few key ingredients. Yeah, you start by visualizing the perfect outcome. But the really crucial part, engaging all of your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel on your skin? You've got to see it all from your own perspective, through your own eyes. And maybe most importantly, you have to connect with the powerful emotions of that success. Feel the pride, the joy, the relief of achieving your goal.
And Michael Phelps was an absolute master of this. He didn't just see himself winning. He would visualize everything. The sound of the crowd roaring, the smell of the chlorine in the air, the feel of the cool water on his skin as he sliced through it, even the ache in his muscles. And then that incredible rush as his hand touched the wall first. That level of detail is what tricks your brain into believing the experience is real. So, visualizing success is incredibly powerful for building confidence, for carving that perfect neural path. But we all know life isn't always a perfect race. What happens when your goggles fill with water mid-race? What happens when a competitor gets a shocking early lead? What do you do then?
And that brings us to our second, more advanced technique, simulating pressure. This is how you go beyond just building confidence and start building true resilience for when it really matters.
And this distinction is so important. The mental movie is all about programming success, but simulating pressure, that's about programming your response to things going wrong. One gives you the confidence to start the race, the other gives you the toughness to finish it, no matter what happens.
So, how do you do it? It's a simple process. First, you think about what could possibly go wrong. Be honest. Then, you mentally rehearse how you'll respond to it. You don't just see the problem, you see yourself solving it, calmly and effectively. You visualize yourself overcoming that challenge. And then you anchor into that feeling of confidence that comes from knowing you already have a plan.
All right, so we've got these two powerful techniques, visualizing success and simulating pressure. Now let's put it all together and talk about how you can use this to gain your own champion's edge, whatever your arena is.
Because that's the real beauty of all this, you know? This isn't just for Olympic athletes. Got a huge presentation coming up? Visualize yourself delivering it with total confidence. Heading into a tough job interview? Mentally rehearse answering the hardest questions with poise. This tool is for any high-stakes moment in your life.
So, as we start to wrap this up, if you remember anything, remember these three things. First, your brain is an incredibly powerful simulator. It really doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Second,
A complete mental workout means visualizing not just success, but also rehearsing how you'll overcome the inevitable setbacks. And finally, just start small. Consistency is everything. Even just 5 minutes a day can make a huge difference.
And we'll end on this powerful thought from Oprah Winfrey. Mental rehearsal is so much more than just a performance technique. It's a tool for creation. It's about deciding on the future you want to build and then using the incredible power of your own mind to start laying that foundation, starting today. So the real question is, what grand vision are you going to start rehearsing?